As we go through the month of February, we are getting closer to the very end of filming for Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I will say that one of the characters that really grew on me was, of course, the character of Supreme Leader Snoke, not only because of how mysterious he really was, and how his backstory wasn't really told in the sequel trilogy, but also because of what he was able to do in Episode 8 to both Kylo Ren and Rey, and showing us that his powers are very much different in comparison to some of the other villains that we have seen in the Star Wars franchise. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with a twist for Supreme Leader Snoke, specifically a description of Supreme Leader Snoke in a black cloak, with a hood over his head. It's described that he is next to another cloaked figure that could be his apprentice before Kylo. It's described that over the years, Snoke has learned many powers through the ancient Jedi and the ancient Sith. It's said that not only was Snoke able to bridge the minds of others, but also having the capability to create false realities in one's mind, for his own reasons. It's described that Snoke not only learned many powers that exceed Palpatine's in the unknown regions, but also learned other powers from other Jedi and Sith temples, one of which was the Sith temple under Vader's castle. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this that are very intriguing to me about Episode 9 and how J.J. Abrams wants to explore bits and pieces of Snoke's backstory here and there, you know, both in the film and in the visual dictionary of Episode 9. Now, we do know that Supreme Leader Snoke as a character is very mysterious. We really know little to nothing about this guy, and a lot of people are starting to wonder who he really is. Now, there's a lot of clues out there that could very well point to the fact that he's an ancient Jedi, or like an ex-ancient Jedi for all we know. But the thing that really does get me is the whole entire concept of Supreme Leader Snoke actually exploring the entire galaxy. We're talking the unknown regions and parts within the mid-rim and of course the outer rim and the rest of the galaxy, exploring different temples of both the Jedi and the Sith and some caves as well. So, one of which has all to do with Darth Vader's Sith cave/temple that lies below his actual castle, in case you guys did not know. And that also makes sense, because we do know that Snoke has the obsidian ring, which was created under Darth Vader's castle. The thing that gets me, though, is, of course, the powers of Snoke. Now, not only is he able to bridge the minds of both Kylo Ren and Rey in The Last Jedi, but one of the powers that he also knows how to do is, of course, a thing called creating false realities. And this is really making me believe that maybe he's just not dead, and that this false reality technique he used in the side of the throne room on the Supremacy ship in front of both Kylo Ren, Rey, and General Hux. It's a big possibility for sure. And when I think about false realities, I don't know why I'm thinking about Avengers Infinity War. If you guys have seen the movie, I'll get into it right now. If you haven't and you don't want to be spoiled, you might want to X out of this. But there is a moment in Avengers where we do get something similar from Thanos actually appearing as a false self. Could this very well be something that Snoke is doing in The Last Jedi, since he does have this power of creating false realities in one's mind? Now, could he necessarily fool someone into believing he's dead, or that he got killed? That's a big question open on the table for discussion. So, the fact that Snoke actually has, pretty much explored the entire galaxy and learned a lot of different powers, not only in the unknown regions, but also in different Jedi and Sith temples and caves, one of which had all to do with the cave below Darth Vader's castle, and this most definitely lines directly up with what we heard for Episode 8, about the obsidian ring that belongs to Snoke was indeed created by the actual surface of Darth Vader's planet, Mustafar. So, Snoke, you can see how he has all these different connections to some of the other characters that we are already familiar with, as well as spots within the galaxy that we pretty much know little to nothing about, such as the unknown regions and these different ancient Jedi and Sith temples and caves. Now, this is what's really making Snoke as a character very intriguing to me. I'm sure we're going to learn more and more about him in the Age of Resistance comic line, which drops 1 month before Episode 9, and it's going to be a whole entire issue dedicated to Supreme Leader Snoke, telling us new secrets about the character, different parts of his backstory, etc. So the thing here is this: we do know that JJ loves to have a lot of tricks up his sleeve when it comes to whatever his endgame really is going to be in a Star Wars trilogy or in an actual TV series, whatever have you, right? And this really does raise the question, what are the tricks up JJ's sleeve right now? What's he going to introduce to the Star Wars fans? What does he really have in store for the Star Wars community that's going to really wow us? That's what my biggest mystery is right now. That's why I'm so mystified by this movie and fascinated by it, is because of what he's going to do with some of the characters in Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.